right, pop quiz.
Okay.
Have you finished this quote? With great power comes great...
responsibility.
Yes, of course. I mean, of course you know that quote. It's the ultimate superhero line. It perfectly ties up the best parts of being a hero and like the hardest parts of it.
And maybe you've heard the story of the little guy facing the big guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
The original story is David versus Goliath. It gets compared to so many modern day stories now because it does seem to happen over and over again. The little underdog goes out and beats the impossible enemy of all of Israel who is scared. But he only beat him because he trusted God. You know, you've heard that story before. Where have you seen your place in that story? I think every time I've ever heard it, right? I'm David.
Yeah.
I'm trusting in God. I'm getting my slingshot and my stones, and I'm going to face down whatever enemy comes my way.
But the problem with being the hero of that story is that, like, man, I get afraid. Or I know that I have lost heart when it's come to facing the enemy. And like 1 Samuel 17:32, David said to Saul, "Let no one lose heart on account of the Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him." Well, maybe you know what this is like, where like, man, I've fought the enemy before and I've lost. I've given in to temptation. I know I'm not bigger than the enemy oftentimes.
And that's where the good news is. See, we aren't David in this story. We don't have to be the hero. God isn't expecting you to save everyone or even yourself or to beat that giant. He knows you can't.
We're Israel. We're the ones who are afraid and needing a savior, and Jesus is David. He's the hero who went and defeated the enemy by God's strength.
That's right. Jesus has already won the battle. He isn't ashamed of you for your weakness. He loves you, and he has made the way for you.
So, I mean, that's incredibly encouraging for me. What do we do with that? Because we do have weakness. What we do is we did what the Israel did. So we take our fights to God. When the enemy challenges you, when he threatens you and your family, you ask God to fight for you. And then you stand behind him. It's that kind of humble prayer posture we can take. And just like David became the king of the Israelites, we can let God rule over their lives because he is the hero.